question number 1, we analyze a data set comprising 4 values, which is 7, 9, 9, and 35. We calculate various measures of central tendency. First, we calculate the mean. The mean of the data set is calculated using sum of the observation divided by the number of observation. In this question, we sum of all the value and divide by 4 and we get the 15 as the answer. Second, we calculate the median. Median is calculated by arranging the data in increasing order. If the number of observation is odd, then the median is exactly in the middle of the order list. But if the number is even, then the median is the mean of the middle observation in the order list. In this question, we arrange the number is start from 7, followed by 9, 9 and 35. In this question, position number of the median is 2.5, which is the position is between 2 and 5. Then we sum 9 and 9 and divide by 2 and we get the median is 9. Third, we calculate the mode. To calculate the mode, we choose the highest frequency of the value. For the question number 1, the mode is 9. Next is to calculate measures of depression, which is range. Range is the difference between the maximum and minimum value in the data set. For this question, the maximum is 35 and the minimum is 7. By difference the value, we got the answer is 20. Then we calculate for the variant. Variant is calculated using the formula shown in this video. For variant formula, we use the sample formula. For variance, the sum of x is the sum of all the value, and the sum of x squared is the sum of squared value, and n is the number of data points. In this question, the sum of all value is 60 and the sum of all square value is 1436. After we calculate, the variance is 178.67. After we calculate the variance, we continue with the standard deviation. The standard deviation is the square root of the variance. For this question, the standard deviation is 13.37. Next, we calculate measure of position, which is the quartile. To find the quartiles, we first sort the data in ascending order, which is we start with 7, follow 9, 9, and the last one is 35. To know the first quartile position, we use the formula of n plus 1 divided by 4. So we got the answer is position 1.25, which is the position is between position 1 and position 2. The value at position 1 is 7 and the value at the position 2 is 9. So we sum of both value and divide by 2 and we get the answer is 8. So the quartile at first is 8. And we also apply the same formula to the quartile 2 and quartile 3 like I shown in this video. After we got all of 3 quartile, we can calculate interquartile range, which is the formula is quartile 3 is minus to quartile 1. From the previous calculation, we got the quartile 3 is equal to 22 and the quartile 1 is equal to 8. So 22 is minus 8 is equal to 14. Then we calculate for the outliers. Outliers contain of lower and upper limit. For the lower limit, the calculation is quartile 1 minus 1.5 times IQR. For the upper limit, the formula is quartile 3 plus 1.5 times IQR. So for this question, we got negative 13 for the lower limit and 43 to the upper limit. Now we draw for the potential outliers from the above data, which is the lower limit and upper limit. For any observation below the lower limit or above the upper limit is considered a potential outlier. Next, we draw the box plot from the previous data that we have calculated as shown in this video, which is quartile 1, quartile 2, and quartile 3. And also we calculate the adjacent value and the potential value. Then we can plot the box plot.
From question number 2, we analyze a data set comprising 5 values, which is 10, 10, 25, 11, and 3. First, we calculate mean. The mean of the data set is calculated by the formula total frequency divided by the number of observation. In this question, we total all the value and divide by 5 and we get the answer is 11.5. Second, we calculate the median. Median is calculated by arranging the data in increasing order. In this question, we arrange the numbers start from 3 followed by 10, 10, 11, and 25. The position number of the median for this question is 3, so the median is 10. Then we calculate the mode. To calculate the mode, we choose the highest frequency of the value. For the question number 2, the mode is 10. Then we calculate the range. Range is the difference between the maximum and minimum value in the dataset. For this question, the maximum is 25 and the minimum is 3. By subtract the value, we got the answer is 22. Then we calculate the variance. To calculate it, first find the variance using the formula sum of the square of all the individual data minus the sum of all the individual data points divided by the number of data points in the sample and divide again with the number of data points in the sample minus 1. The answer for variance is 718.95. And then we find the standard deviation. Formula for standard deviation is square root of variance, and the answer is approximately 27.9455. Then we calculate the measure position, which is the quartile. First, we need to arrange the data in increasing order, start with 3, followed by 10, 10, 11, and 25. Then we need to find the position of quarter 1 using formula n plus 1 divided by 4. And we got the position of quarter 1 is 1.5, which means the Q1 quarter 1 value is between the position 1 and 2. So we need to add the value in position 1 and 2, which is 3 and 10. Then we divide the sum by 4 and we got quarter 1 is 6.5. Then we find the position of quarter 2, which using formula 2 times n plus 1 divided by 4, and we got the quarter 2 position is at 3, and the answer for quarter 2 is 10. Then we find quarter 3 position using formula 3 times n plus 1 divided by 4, and we got the position of quarter 3 at 4.5, and we find the quarter 3 and we got 18. After that, we need to find interquarter range using formula quarter 3 minus quarter 1, and the answer is 11.5. Now we need to find lower and upper limit. For lower limit, we use formula quarter 1 minus 1.5 times interquarter range, and we got the answer for lower limit is negative 10.75. And for upper limit, we use formula quarter 3 plus 1.5 times interquarter range, and we got the answer for upper limit is 35.25. Now, as you can see, is the potential outliers that we have drawn based on the upper limit and lower limit that we calculate before. Now, as you can see, is the box plot that we have drawn based on the calculation before. So we use for the box plots is quarter 1, quarter 2, and quarter 3, and also the adjacent values. This is the graph of question 2, which is about how much self-worth depends on the number of likes and comments. For confidence level, first, our group collects information on number of social media users that choose TikTok as the platform that has implemented the most effective measures to combat cyberbullying. We managed to get 60 respondents from students by using Google Form, and we took some of the respondents of the people who choose TikTok. So now we have to find 95% confidence interval for the mean of the user. We assume that the standard deviation population of users that choose TikTok is 13.3667. So we don't know what is the population standard deviation. We only have the sample standard deviation, which is 13.3667, and the observed mean is 15. So the degree of freedom, which is n minus 1, we will get 59. Okay, so to find the 95% confidence interval, first we have to find confidence level of 1 minus a. So the area 1 minus 0.95, and we will get 0.05. So in t distribution, we have to divide area with 2. So we will get 0.025. So the t value having area 0.025 with 59 degrees of freedom, we can find it in the table 4, and we will get 2.000. Next, to find the confidence interval for mean, we have to use this formula, which is observed means minus dA over 2 times sample standard deviation over sample size 2 observed mean plus dA over 2 times sample standard deviation over n. So we will get the answer is 22.433 to 29.336. So the next step, we have to interpret the confidence interval. We can be 95% confident that the mean number of users that choose TikTok is somewhere between 22.433 to 29.336 users.
Okay, so for the question in hypothesis, same as the question in analysis data. Okay, for hypothesis test, we have about 5 steps to get an answers. Firstly, we have to find what are null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis, sample size, sample mean, sample standard deviation, and significant level. For step 1, we determine the null hypothesis, which our mean is 35 and alternative is greater than 35. Then we move to second step, which we got significant level, which 0.01 or 1%. For step 3, we compute the formula to get the test statistic T, which are sample mean minus null hypothesis over the sample standard deviation divide set sample size. So we got negative 11.59. For step 4, the sign greater in HA indicates that the test is rectal. So the area rectal same with alpha, which is 0.01. Then we have to calculate the F, which is the n minus 1, 60 minus 1, which is 59. So we got the critical value of the 2.660. This is refutable. The last step, we got the value of test statistic before is negative 11.59. It is less than critical value of T, so it falls in the rejection area, so we reject the HO. For the interpretation, we conclude that the proportion is greater than 35, and this is the graph. So this is question 2. So same step with question 1. So step 1, HO is at least mean at least 35. HA less than 35. For step 2, 1% significant level or 0.001. For step 3, we compute the formula and got the negative 6.431. For step 4, the sign less than indicates that the test is left out. Area left out is 0.01. For the F and minus 1, we got 59, and the critical value we got negative 2.390. So for last step, value of test statistic that we got before is negative 6.431. So it falls in the rejection area. So it rejects all. So in the interpretation, we conclude that most users think that their self-worth depends on the number of likes and comments they receive.